Welcome to episode 155 of the Startup Show. Today I'm talking to the CEO and co-founder of Effective, Andy, and we are talking about the future of HR. We talk about Effective and what they exactly do, but we also talk about why you should just do it. Make sure to stay tuned for the entire video and enjoy. Welcome to episode 155 of the Startup Show. Today we are here at the offices of Effective, and I'm very excited to meet with the CEO and co-founder, Andy. Andy, welcome to the show.
Hi,
It's
Cedric.
really great to have you, and I'm really excited about this topic. As many of you already know, HR and the future of work is one of the topics that is really close to my heart, and I'm always excited to see what's going on in the innovation space. Nevertheless, as usual, as is already tradition on the Startup Show, you get about a minute and a half to introduce yourself to my audience.
Thank you, Cedric, and hi all together. My name is Andy, and I'm the co-founder of Effective. My background is in financial services and in consulting. So I've been working more than 18 years in large corporates before I founded the startup. That's also quite exciting. My background, as I said, financial services. I've been working in banking and in consulting. I would describe myself as a passionate builder. Building is my passion. I always wanted to build a house, and now we're sitting in the house that we built. I've been working at the bank as well as in consulting, a lot in product and solution development, so building something from scratch, and that's the same what we did with Effective. So we had a white piece of paper and to say, so what are we going to do now?
Yes. Before we go more into what Effective does, I think it would be really appropriate to ask you, because you have such an extensive experience, a lot of experience in consulting and corporate, and maybe you can reflect a little bit on the differences that you see now between, let's say, working for a corporate versus working for a startup.
A lot of difference. I wouldn't have expected before I started with Effective. But I mean, just simple, with a large organization, you have long decision-making procedures. You have a lot of people that can stop an idea from being innovative. And that's one of the biggest struggles that large corporates have in changing something. So change is all over the place, but actually change something in a large corporation, that's quite difficult. In a startup, you have the idea now, you decide amongst the founders, and you can do it just within 10 minutes.
For me, what's exciting also to hear is, okay, like you mentioned this white piece of paper, but like, how did you then come up with the idea?
The idea was born a little bit before we actually founded the company. And the idea was nothing else than, what about the biggest employer without employees? So that was the broad vision. And then we were taking it down. And basically, in the consulting industry, it's also quite difficult to build together strong teams and the right team. So how do you know which person would be best suited to your team if you don't know the person? And that's quite manual in the industry still until now. So our idea was, it can't be that difficult. I know what I want, other people know what they want and what they don't want, and I just have a platform in the middle and an AI which is matching the right people together. So that was the basic idea before we founded the company. And then with a white piece of paper, that was quite simple. We were having lots of discussions, conversations with potential clients already before we built anything. So with a white piece of paper and some ideas we had, we were cross-checking our ideas with potential clients before we started building anything. And then the first month was building up the business model. How should that platform look like? What should it be and what should it not be? And I would say it's around 3 to 4 months that we took really seriously to concentrate on that before we were even building one single piece of code.
That's very good. Let's talk about Effective, because I think we all want to hear more about what you guys do. Maybe give everybody out there and myself a short pitch so we're all on the same page.
What Effective does is it's comparable with Tinder, but Tinder for business. So we match candidates to projects, or what Effective stands for is we match with AI. or machine learning,
Yes.
or how do you want to call it?
I'll ask you about it later.
It's kind of it's a one click and you have instant results. You don't have to wait, and you have instant results that matches not only the background of a person, but also what a person is passionate about, what they want to do in the future, are they available, what kind of price expectations they have, etc. So we're matching a lot of different aspects together with a machine learning algorithm, which is not keyword based and which is not label matching. But we come to that. I think
we come later. Now, one of the things that I'm curious to know, and it's usually probably one of the first questions you also get from investors, is about the business model. Now, when I looked at the website, I only saw free for everybody, which is great, and it probably also makes sense to have that at a certain stage. But maybe you can still elaborate a little bit what your plans are in terms of monetization.
The difference, what we also do compared to agencies, is we're not standing in the middle, which means the contract doesn't go over us. If, let's say, a company finds a freelancer, then they connect together and they have their own contracting together. Or if a consulting company finds a company, they have their own contract, which means we have zero provision. That's quite a new approach. I would say quite a disruptive approach, but this is something we decided quite early on to say as an independent aggregator, not deciding who actually gets the pitch or who actually gets the contract. It's important that we can stay independent, and we can only do that if we don't earn any money with the contract. So we're not standing in the middle, we don't have provision, we have a simple subscription-based model, kind of a SaaS model, software as a service model, which means companies who are looking for people, they pay a certain subscription fee per month, per year, and then they can go as they want. So it's a platform, but we're not earning money with the transactions over the platform, but we're earning money in the subscriptions that people are using the platform.
And now when you look a little bit down the line, one of the big questions is always like the vision. If you could turn the wheel to 20 years from now, and you would say like, listen, this is what we want to achieve and where we want to be then. What is your vision?
I mean, if I would go back, it's kind of being the biggest employer without employees.
Yes.
But I mean, the vision that we have and we really want to achieve is to support both sides of the platform, to support companies in becoming much more agile in a fast-changing environment, as well as the workers, be it an independent consultant, be it an employee from a consulting company or any kind of employee which is doing project work and needs to be reallocated to another job or job opportunity. We want to support them in becoming more agile and better navigating in this fast-changing world.
Now, when you look at like the different offerings you have on your platform, from what I understood, and please correct me if I'm wrong, the focus right now is on finance.
Yes and no. I mean, we started with financial services because that's our co-founder's background, and we are very, very well connected. So that's where we started. But we have already other clients from other industries, be it pharma or retail, already on the platform. Some of the freelance skills are needed in the financial services sector as well as in pharma, etc. So that's kind of, we're constantly expanding in other industries as well.
Now, the question, AI, ML, all of these beautiful buzzwords everybody's using, but there has to be more behind it. On your platform, on the website, I saw AI powered. Again, I'm not trying to get the technicalities of it, but I would like to get a little bit of a deeper understanding what you mean by artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always corrected by my technical co-founders that it's basically not AI, but it's machine learning.
Yes.
I think there are different opinions in that. What we do differently is what I explained before already. We don't do a keyword search. We don't do label matching. What we do is, I can describe it from a non-technical point of view, that with every profile that is uploaded on our platform, the machine learning algorithm learns, and it learns like that from the text, so you can write in what you have done in kind of free text form. From that it will identify the different topics that are laying around. For example, for my background, it would identify financial services, it would identify too big to fail because I did that for a long time. It would probably also discover other things, other topics like innovation and product development or solution, etc. So that are built a lot of topics around, and they will be identified not only based on a simple text because of my job and project entries. So if I've done something 10 years ago, it's less valuable than if I've done it this year. And it also recognizes similarities. If you're looking for an IFRS expert, you'll find a certified auditor which has not written anything kind of IFRS in his profile.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
One of the questions was that I'm also curious to know is about competition. I mean, like you're aware there's LinkedIn out there, there's Kupel, a former show guest, and there are other freelancing websites. What do you think is like the main differentiator between them, and what do you guys do it effective?
I see LinkedIn as an open network. So it's your business card, you connect over LinkedIn, and it's open, it's freely accessible. We have the principle privacy by design, which means the profile belongs to the candidate and it's not visible to the outside. We simply use that to bring the right people together. So you cannot search for is Andy now on the platform or not. But if you're looking for a very passionate builder, then probably I will pop up. So it's to bring the right people together. Compared to Upwork and other platforms, it's more kind of high-end consulting. So it is more the type of work you have in a company, having a team together, working on something, versus Upwork is more I outsource one individual task. So I define what they have to do, I give it out, and I get a result back. Versus for us, it's project work.
Now, when you look into, let's say, the next 6 to 18 months, what's planned ahead of you?
Very interesting times, I guess. One thing is, of course, to raise money as an entrepreneur and kind of with a startup as young as we are. That's not always very easy. So that's one of the challenges that lays ahead of us. Another thing, of course, we want to extend the platform, expand it to other countries, into other industries, etc. And I think one of the biggest challenges there will be where to focus on.
And if you have to pinpoint anybody out there who's watching and you say I would love to help them out, what is it like? Do you feel like this is what you could use immediate help for?
I mean, certainly if somebody knows an investor interesting in the field we are in, also maybe investors who could help us with his network, be it expansion to Germany or the UK. So that would certainly help a lot. And certainly if there is any freelancer consulting company out there who would like to be part of this agile workforce, then
also contact
happy to join.
Good. Next, I want to focus a little bit on the industry, the future of work. I think you probably by default had to put in lots of thoughts on what it's going to look like in the next 10 to 20 years. What are your thoughts, future of HR, future of work, what is going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years?
I mean, HR is a field that is not very innovative yet. So there is a lot out there, a lot of new things that I think will change the HR as it exists today. I mean, one thing is certainly the recruiting, which is very inefficient. Our vision there is I have a platform, I have candidates on the platform who tell me what they want, what they don't want. And on the other side, I have job opportunities coming in from different companies, and it's just matched automatically, and that the person applying for a job doesn't have to apply for a job. The machine is applying for the job, and he will only get notified if the company is interested. So that turns it in a positive experience, and therefore also much more effective at the end.
Nice plug there. And what do you see, let's say, you mentioned the recruiting part, but if you look a little bit on the bigger picture of HR, where will we see a shift or a mindset shift in the next few years?
I think the shift will go into how we have our organizational structure. I mean, people think more in FTEs. Okay, I need to have an FTE for this and this position. I think in the future it will more be, okay, I need to have these and these skills. So where can I get the skills? Can I get it internally from a certain position that I have, or do I get it externally? And I think these forms of internal, external will be much more hybrid in the future.
And what do you think when you look specifically at, let's say, my age type of people, which you usually refer to as millennials? Do you see any trends there?
I think trends in general is in the earlier days, usually a job was kind of you learn a profession and then you do it for the rest of your life until you get retired and you get up the career ladder. Today and in the future, I think it will be a long life learning, which means you can't just say, so now I have studied, I'm done, and I never learn again in my life. So long life learning. And the other thing, what is also more important, is being flexible, from moving from A to B, from this profession into another profession, and already think a bit long term about your career, not going up the ladder, but like an adventure park, to go sideways, to go down as well, that you can climb up at another stage as well.
How do you achieve and maintain a balanced life?
I mean, balanced life has always to do with passion. So if my work is my passion, I don't need a lot of balance. But in terms of balance, for me, what is important is also to go out. I mean, I'm working here, I'm sleeping here, I'm living here. So also to go out from time to time. So that's my balance.
How do you foster a positive company culture?
I think first it starts with being clear about what you want for the company and what not, to really know what are the values that you're standing for, and then to look for people who share the same values. Yeah, that's how we can foster the culture. And maybe I shouldn't say it here, but we also have one of our values is no asshole policy. And we really stand for it, although it sounds a little bit strange. And we even write that into job advertisements when we're looking for people.
But what do you mean by that?
We mean by that we don't work against each other. We're supporting each other. Yeah, we're not assholes. We're kind of. I mean, it's quite simple as that we really support each other and don't work against.
If you look back, how did you get your first paying client?
Yeah, actually, I don't know how that happened. I mean, we had good conversations and we were very passionate. And I think the client just felt our passion and our vision, what we had, and that was in a very early stage. Yeah, so it was going quite smooth, actually, and we were very happy, of course, because that was that was the kickoff that we could really start launching the platform.
What is success in life for you?
Being happy and being able to stand behind all the decisions that you took.
How do you keep your productivity high?
With a balance. I think productivity you can only keep high if you're balanced, if you're not too much under stress, if you sleep well, if you have a good private life as well, that you're happy. Yeah, that's the driver for productivity. And of course, there are also some things you need to do that you are not very passionate about. As in particular, as a startup, that's not always that easy. But I think to focus on the things that you really like to do and that you define yourself certain goals that you can achieve, that makes you happy as a person. I think my advice would be don't stop to do the things that you really love to do and that you're passionate to do and that you really think is the right thing. Even if people are going against it, if people advise something different, if you believe in it, then you should just do it.
Very good. Just do it. Thank you so much for your insights today and for all of your information that you shared with us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody who tuned in to today's episode. Thank you very much for staying all the way till the end. Make sure to stay a few more seconds so you'll see who is up next week, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a great day.
Hello everyone, my name is David. I'm the Managing Director of Ringier Digital Ventures. I'm on the show of Cedric next Monday, and if you want to know more about what we're doing, how we are doing, and how I become Managing Director, tune in.